How's it going, everybody? Welcome again to my video series for home buying ownership. Um, Before we get into this, I just want to make a disclaimer. I am not a licensed credit specialist. Just want to make that disclaimer. However, I know a lot of things about credit that I personally use for myself that's helped me boost my credit. And I think that this information that I'm going to share with you right now can greatly help you improve your credit. Not only to be able to have a great credit, but also it might be the extra 10, 15, 20 points you need to be pre-approved for a home. So the concept that I want to talk about is a concept. It's like I guess you can call it like a credit slang term. I don't know the technical term for it, but when I did my research on it and when I implemented it for my own credit to help increase my credit, it's a term called like credit piggybacking. So pretty much what that is if you have your own credit, and let's say you either don't have enough credit to be pre-approved, or your credit payment history isn't that good, and that's why you're not pre-approved. Well, if you have an individual, whether it's a family member, friend, your spouse, best friend, whatever the situation is, coworker, somebody that you trust, it has to be somebody that you trust. Let's please put that out there. This has to be somebody that you trust. And not only trust, but you trust their payment history. You trust that they're very responsible when it comes to making payments. So what you can do is, let's say for example, you have $10,000 available in credit and you're utilizing 9,000 of it. So that means you have a credit utilization of 90%. Well, one thing that can help you decrease your credit utilization from credit piggybacking is that you can actually get somebody that has a credit card, and let's say they have a credit card that has $10,000 credit limit on it, and they have barely any balance on there. Or if they do have a balance, it's very low. It's under 30%. Well, you can, hey, auntie, hey, uncle, hey, husband, hey, wife, can you add me as an authorized user on your credit card? What that does is, now when they add you as an authorized user, the first thing that they might ask is, well, I don't want to give you my credit card. Just because they add you as an authorized user does not mean that they have to give you the actual card. You can actually opt out to them not getting a card, or if you work with if they have a credit card situation with the company where they have to give you a card, they can just mail it to themselves and say, hey, I don't need the credit card. Like, you can do with it what you want. I don't need the credit card. I'm not asking you to mail it to me so I can go and start swiping things. I just need that credit. Because now if they add you as an authorized user, now you just gained an extra $10,000 in available credit on your credit report. Now, when I'm saying this information, I'm not saying do that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, and now all of a sudden, now all of a sudden the banks are going to be like, yeah, we'll pre-approve for 250, 300,000. Why? Is because they can actually look and tell that you're an authorized user on that card. You're not the primary account holder on that card. So you want to be smart about it. Maybe one or two. But the most important thing that not only helps your credit utilization go down, because now if you had $10,000 in available credit and now they add you as an authorized user on a $10,000 credit card that they have, now you have $20,000 on your credit report in available credit. So now your utilization, it went from you have a balance of 9,000 to 10,000 available, to now you have a balance of 9,000 to 20,000 available. And now your percentage of your utilization has dropped drastically. But also, more importantly, this is why you want to get somebody that you trust, is because now when they add you as authorized user, now that, if I'm not mistaken, and again, get this information from a licensed credit specialist, but if I'm not mistaken, you get at least 2 to 3 years of their payment history on that card. So now, if this is a card where that individual's been extremely responsible and they barely kept a balance on there, or if they did keep a balance, it was under 30% or lower, now that 2 or 3 years of them making on-time payments is now being added to your credit report. That's one of the big things that the banks look at when you're getting a pre-approval. They're not only just looking at your score, they're looking at the overall report card pretty much of your credit. You can have a not so good credit score but have a very healthy credit report, and you can still be pre-approved for your home. Or you can have a high credit score but you can have not so much history of on-time payments, and you may or may not still be approved. So again, this is just a method that I've used for myself. I'm not telling you anything that I haven't used for myself, that you can be able to get you that extra 10, 15, 20 points that you might need in order to be qualified for a home. Or the bank may tell you, or the mortgage lender may tell you, hey, your credit score is fine, but you don't have much payment history. Well, now this will not only help your credit score, but now this will give you the credit history that will be able to allow you to be possibly pre-approved for a home. But again, I cannot stress this enough. Make sure this is with somebody that you trust, because if that individual all of a sudden goes rogue and they start making late payments, or they don't pay on it, or they make a very large purchase and now max out that credit card, that's now on your credit report also. So this is a conversation that you need to have with that individual. Say, hey, I need a card that you barely use. And also, you know, are you good with payments on this card? This is a healthy conversation that you need to have with them, because just as much as this can drastically increase your credit score, if you trust in this with the individual that's not responsible with on-time payments, or they decided to make a lot of recent payments on it and didn't tell you prior, now that can also have your credit score tank. So again, this is just a method that you can use that can greatly help increase your credit score. And once you close on the home, you can always have to call that individual and say, hey, okay, you can now take me off as an authorized user because now you closed on a home. So again, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but this is just one credit method that you can use if you're about 10, 20, 30, if you're just like right there from being approved for a home, this might be able to help you. Again, just make sure you get it with somebody you trust. So I hope this information was very helpful. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on the video if you liked it, and make sure you share this with anyone that you feel can this information can be very beneficial for them. So until next time, you all have a blessed and wonderful day.